I'm Michael Amir, and this is Verified. Rapper A$AP Rocky is still in custody in Sweden. Now, last week, TMZ posted a video of A$AP Rocky's altercation. Now, if you've been on social media, you may see a hashtag Justice for Rocky. Before we go into what's going on, we want to show you the video TMZ released. This is only snippets of it, but let's play it.
Listen. We don't want to fight y'all. We're not trying to go to jail.
My headphone, he's fucking my headphone.
You hit him with it.
I want my headphone.
I understand you hit him with it.
I want to
down the street.
You don't understand.
Go down the street.
You fuck it,
Go down the street.
Listen,
bro.
It's okay, bro.
You fuck it,
Look, just for the cameras, we don't want no problems with these boys. They keep following us. Look at them. They keep following.
Go online for the full video. You can see the full thing. But what we know for sure is that he's being held in jail for 2 weeks while the prosecutors decide whether or not to charge him from aggravated assault. What's up for debate is the conditions. Now, TMZ also reported that they had a source that was close to Rocky's camp, and this is some of the things he was saying. And this is, quote, "He is in jail in shockingly inhumane conditions." Let me list a few things of what they say, what's going on with A$AP Rocky. It said the rapper is sleeping on a yoga mat with no blankets. There's a prisoner in the next cell with severe mental issues, banging his head, yelling, throwing feces, and the feces aren't being cleaned. It said the water, we're told, is not clean and the food is not edible. And for the first 5 days, A$AP Rocky ate only an apple a day. Now, this is what TMZ is being told from a close source. The prison had a rebuttal. They've seen the reports, and they're saying that's not true. They didn't really specify what's going on, but they sent pictures. They said the prison was recently remodeled, and all that is fabricated. And they showed pictures of, do we have it? Yes, the gentleman sleeping. They saying the cells are nice cells. Whatever the case, A$AP is in jail for weeks in Sweden, and they want him out. Now, his manager, John Iman, went to Instagram and put up a post telling what's going on, giving a summary of the story, and asking everyone to take initiative and go to change.org. If you go to change.org and type Justice for Rocky, you can sign a petition which demands that Rocky be released from Swedish officials. So if you want to be involved, you want to get Rocky out, get him home, one of the best things you can do is go to that site, change.org, type that in, sign the petition. We're going to continue to follow it to see when our brother gets home safe. Now, we did a story the other week about Facebook launching its own cryptocurrency. The currency was called Libra. Now, Libra was set to launch early, sometime 2020. And Facebook made it clear we don't own Libra. It'll be ran by a nonprofit organization with multiple partners. Some of the partners, Visa, PayPal, Uber, Lyft, a lot of different tech companies. Now, we also said that they will have to jump a few hurdles before this is an official. And as of today, there's a hurdle. U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said today that it cannot go forward until serious concerns were addressed. He spoke today. Let's hear what he has to say.
Does the Federal Reserve have any concerns about monetary policy with regard to Libra?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We did actually have a meeting with representatives of Facebook a couple of months before the announcement. I think they made fairly broad set of visits to authorities around the world. But getting to your questions, let me start by saying that we do support responsible innovation in the financial services industry as long as the associated risks are appropriately identified and managed. And as we'll discuss, while the project's sponsors hold out the possibility of public benefits, including improved financial access for consumers, Libra raises many serious concerns regarding privacy, money laundering, consumer protection, and financial stability.
It's far from over. Facebook can still launch Libra next year, but they got to get a lot of things clear before that happens. Speaking of social media, speaking of Facebook, we reported a few months ago how Facebook and Instagram banned the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan early May. Now, it looks like Twitter is following suit. It's not official. They haven't officially banned him. But according to Jesse Muhammad, who manages Minister Farrakhan's social media accounts, as of yesterday, Twitter has frozen the account and asked the minister to erase a tweet that they're hiding so people can't see it. Now, this is no surprise at all. Let me give you a little history on Minister Farrakhan so you can kind of see why this is not a surprise. Now, Minister Farrakhan, 86 years old, he's been in this work liberating people since 1955. A lot older than some of you are even watching this, before you was born. Now, never been arrested, never been to jail, never been accused of a hate crime. None of his followers ever been accused of a hate crime. He's never been accused of instructing people to carry out a hate crime. So why is this man deemed dangerous? Why is he banned from social media accounts? Well, now let me give you a little history on why they're banning the minister. This isn't something new. Let me explain. The minister is 86 years old. He's been doing this work since 1955, longer than most of you watching has been born. Never been arrested, never been to jail. Never been accused of a hate crime. Never been accused of instructing followers to commit a hate crime. So why is this man being banned from social media? Go through you can't go through his accounts. If you could, you could see he was saying nothing crazy or nothing harmful or nothing hurtful. Why is he being banned? Let me tell you. So the minister began rebuilding the Nation of Islam in the late 70s. In the 80s and 90s, Minister Farrakhan was popping all over the media. They was trying to tear him down, but it was only making him more and more popular. Everywhere he went, he was selling out stadiums. He sold out Madison Square Garden for a lecture. People outside trying to get in, thousands of people trying to get in. He had a speech the same day as the World Series, and there was more people at his speech than the World Series, in the same city as the World Series. Minister Farrakhan was growing. Now, Google the Million Man March. This is over 2 million people, black men, coming to hear a man speak in Washington, D.C. After all this, the media decided, let's not talk to him. This is corporate-controlled media. They said, that's not working. Talking about him isn't working. It's not helping. Watch the Barbara Walters interview. Watch the Mike Wallace interview. Watch the Larry King Live. Google Phil Donahue interview. These interviews show what kind of person. He's a beautiful person. Just his spirit. He's a good person. And they didn't want people seeing that. So they stopped media altogether. This happened in the 90s, the early 2000s, till, lo and behold, social media comes out. Now, at this time, social media isn't controlled. People can share what they want to share. Minister Farrakhan was being introduced to a new generation of people, being exposed to the minister, to his truth, to what he's teaching, waking up a whole new generation. It got to the point, as you can see now, they had to stop it. If you look up Justice Sorrell's 10-10-15, the minister put on a whole march where nearly 1 million people came out to hear a man speak, and he had no promotion. It was only social media. It was too dangerous. They had to ban him. So, in May, Facebook and Instagram banned him, saying he was dangerous, not physically to you or anybody, but to the powers that be. He is dangerous because he wakes you up. So they banned him, and now Twitter froze his account. We're going to see what happens. But why did Twitter freeze his account? Let's get into why he freezed his account. They said it was a post that he did October 16th, 2018 at the annual Day of Atonement lecture, when in it the title is, I'm not anti-Semite, I'm anti-termite. Now, if you just take that little quote and break it up, you can try to convince people, see, he's calling Jewish people termites. Well, when you watch it in context, you know for sure that's not what he's saying. He's talking about the 10% that rule, the 85% that control the population, that keeps us in the condition that we're in, that 10% that controls the world. Now, he speaks truth to power. That's what he goes after. He's not going after random people. So when you watch it, you see he's not talking about Jews. Even back then, a lot of people were trying to push to get that video taken down. Twitter looked at it and said, he's not saying nothing. It's not violating our terms. So they didn't take it down. All of a sudden, yesterday, now it's a new rule, it violates. It's just a reason to get him off. Now, this is what I want you to say. I want you to know. He is not an anti-Semite. This is something that they've been using for years, for decades. Calling someone an anti-Semite is a trick to get, especially black people, off of a black leader. Did you know they called Martin Luther King an anti-Semite? They called Malcolm X, W.E.B. Du Bois, Booker T. Washington. When a black person gets out of line, the media calls him or her an anti-Semite, and of course, any intelligent person doesn't want to be associated with someone who hates someone because of the way they were born? What kind of sense does that make? I wouldn't follow a man who hates you because you're born. That's silly. Mr. Farrakhan isn't no anti-Semite. I shouldn't have to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you some pictures, just for those who like to see things. Let me show you a few pictures. This first picture is a meeting the minister had with a lot of Jews. Some rabbis came to his house to meet and dialogue with them. A great dialogue, a lot of progress made. That's a picture right there. Let me show you another picture. This is the picture of Orthodox Jews rallying. They heard what the media was saying about Minister Farrakhan, calling him an anti-Semite, and they went to the streets. This sign says, Minister Farrakhan was never anti-Semitic. These are Jews. The other sign says, Judaism dictates peace and unity. Accusers of Farrakhan are hate mongers. Some Jews said, we can't take it. Let's get out and tell the world who he really is. This next picture, Minister Farrakhan was traveling with his delegation, and they went to a synagogue and spoke at the synagogue. They were given gifts, and he was honored there. Like, this is the craziest thing, so we have to defend it like this. But let me show you one more picture. And this picture is special to me because, one, I took it. Now, I was blessed to travel with Minister Farrakhan during the 10-10-15 Justice or Else tour. Kind of served as an assistant. Now, I don't remember what city this was because there was so many cities we went to. But at one particular city, the minister was speaking, and some Jews approached me and said, we traveled from far and far place. We love the minister. We just want to meet him. Can I get a picture? Can we please? I told the minister. The minister was happy to do so. Here is one of the pictures of the minister choosing with the minister with those two men who asked to take pictures with them. Show the other pictures, please. Now, as you can see, they spoke with him. They gave him gifts. They smiled. You can go to the next picture. Minister Farrakhan is a man who loves righteousness, no matter what your race, your religion, or color is. So I wanted to just personally express this to you. Please don't be silly. This is 2019. When somebody calls somebody something, you can Google it. Look up his lecture. Just don't let them scare you like they did in the past, like they did Martin and Booker T and W. Du Bois. Don't let them play that same game on you. This man is loved all over the world. But to throw us off, they use the anti-Semitic trick to trick us and to get us mad. I'm not talking to him. Don't be fooled. Come on. This is a new day. You have access to tools. You would be wise. Google him. Why are they so afraid of him? Why is he dangerous to them? And I guarantee you, it will change your life if you take that serious. Well, tell me what you think. Leave a comment. I want to know what you thought about today's show. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Tune in every day. Until next time, I'm Michael Amir, and this is Verified.